We tell stories to build our businesses because it's a proven strategy that works. People are attracted to stories.
Isn't it time to get good at using the 3 story-based selling secrets that make you irresistible to your market?
We'll dive deeper into why we tell stories and what stories to tell right after this.
If we're meeting for the first time, I'm David, and this is my wife, Dana. We founded DavidnDana.com to empower home business owners with effective strategies to help you break through to liberating profit. Be sure to subscribe while you're here and ring the bell for notifications when we post more great training videos for you.
Well, let's dig into the meat of this topic. Be sure to stay on to the end to get the 3 story-based selling secrets every good marketer should know. Because we are social creatures, we react to social interactions best when shared in story fashion. If you can be the one telling the best stories, you will attract more people. It's that simple.
It's the critical piece to the hook, story, offer framework we learned from Russell Brunson and employ frequently in our business.
Why do we tell stories in our businesses? Well, it's simple. Because humans tell stories. It's what we do. It's a big part of how we communicate with each other.
We love to share what's happened to us. And when you can share a role in someone's story or identify with it in some way, it becomes even more powerful. Don't be afraid to let people in. Be vulnerable. It will help connect you with people.
The problem arises when we start to compare ourselves to others. After all, some of us have more interesting stories to share because we live adventurous lives.
What do you mean? Not everyone is like us? Moving out of the country and far away from everything we've ever known? Forging new lives amidst a new culture? When you think of it, my grandparents did that when they left their homeland in search of new beginnings.
Well, I'm sure many people live vicariously through us and our experiences because our story is cool. But you have a great story too, and don't forget it. Learning how to tell it effectively will make you irresistible.
Learning how to get good at selling with stories is not only creative, but connects you with your audience in ways you may never know.
And what science has told us is that storytelling evokes a strong neurological response. Did you know that?
Well, if the story has a happy ending or a tense moment, different brain chemicals are released. Our brains have a stress hormone called cortisol, which allows us to focus when the story gets tense. When your stories have a cliffhanger or build suspense, our bodies release this chemical. Oxytocin is released when we have stories that have a cute factor, and that chemical promotes connection, trust, and empathy, and people tend to be more generous. If our stories have a happy ending, our brains will produce dopamine, which leads to feelings of optimism and hope. And when our stories have a funny factor, endorphins are released, leading to a more relaxed listener, more focused on what you're offering. Keep these things in mind when selling with stories.
Well, we get this question a lot. Well, what should we talk about in our stories? Well, we could answer that in a number of ways. We learned from one of the best storytellers in the industry, Diane Hochman, a mentor of ours in the same affiliate company. And if you haven't already seen it, she has a great training that talks about the major 5 storylines to use in network marketing. We'll put a link to her training, How to Tell Stories That Sell, down in the description of this video for you to check out later.
Now here's a sneak peek at 2 of her storylines that really resonate with us. First, you have the before and after stories. This formula is pretty simple to use when you want to plug in your own success. It goes like this. Before I did something or bought something or tried something, I was, and how you felt, what your situation was like. Since trying that product or service, I've had amazing results, and explain your positive solution. Dramatize this and play on people's pain points. We can't stress enough how important it is for successful marketers to provide a solution for people's problems. That's why story-based selling can be so effective yet simple. You're simply sharing what worked for you.
And before I give you the second one, I just want to say that I hope you're getting some great ideas to help jumpstart your own storytelling genius. Okay, the second storyline is, I've got a secret. These stories are great. You want to create intrigue because your story can only involve a select few people. You can't let everybody in, so select a few. So if you offer a private call or a secret webinar, you've appealed to the audience's curiosity. And if you do it correctly, the offer you have presented will become so irresistible to them because they will need to know.
As a marketer and storyteller, you need to entertain your prospects and draw them in. And when your prospects can relate to your story, they're more likely to buy from you.
Marketers succeed when they tell a story that fits their audience's perception and moves them to embrace, to act upon, and even to share with their friends. As Seth Godin said, marketers didn't invent storytelling, they just perfected it.
Now you've probably heard this repeatedly too. People buy from people they know, like, and trust. And if your stories resonate with your market on an emotional level, you're bound to make sales because emotions jumpstart the like and trust factor. Story-based selling is powerful. When you learn how to use your stories effectively, you can sell the same widget for a higher price simply by creating an emotional connection for your listener.
Well, it's time to share the 3 story-based selling secrets every good marketer should know. Number 1, stories should convey your personality. Well, why do we tell stories? Storytelling is the perfect way to let people know, or to people to get to know you. This is your opportunity to share with your audience on a personal level. Don't be afraid to share your imperfections, your struggles, as well as letting your wins shine. Take full advantage of a story to let people into your world. People buy from people, and you want them to buy from you. So let them know who you are.
Number 2, stories should invoke emotion. Storytelling in and of itself is perhaps the best way to hit that emotional chord with your customers. Your stories need to evoke emotions and feelings your prospects can relate to. Share your struggles and how you overcame them. Take your listener on the same emotional journey you experienced. Share about your transformation and how there's a light at the end of the tunnel. Stories like this will stir their emotions. People will relate to you and want to shine like you. Now don't be fake. This is your time to be raw and real. Your story will inspire. You can speak to those who relate to you. Be vulnerable. It will serve you well. Be genuine, honest, and real.
Number 3, stories should create a desire for more. Leave a little intrigue in your story, like a cliffhanger in a television series. Be creative in keeping them wanting more. You do this with a little bit of mystery. We all want our customers to be repeat customers, right? Always wanting more from us. The more can manifest itself in many ways, including purchase of a new course you offer, a new product line being introduced, the latest and greatest of whatever you're offering. Use your story-based selling to really drive it home and create the interest and desire.
I read a statistic recently that says Americans alone consume over 100,000 digital words every single day. But 92% say they want brands to tell stories amidst those words. That tells me that selling with stories is the way to go.
So why do we tell stories in our business marketing? Because story-based selling works. Stories make us relatable and believable. People love to hear stories of success. When you can answer a person's objection by using a story, the objection melts away or leads to a new objection. Have a story ready for each objection.
Now, step 7 of your pathway to profit is to take your prospect from lukewarm to sizzling hot. And we teach about how you can use email marketing to follow up and nurture your prospects. Each email or communication should take your prospect on some sort of journey using a story, whether you're selling or promoting or simply giving value.
And if you haven't had your own Pathway to Profit assessment yet, schedule one today. You will then know for sure where you and your business are in terms of the 12 steps of your Pathway to Profit. You might be surprised at the steps of success that you've left out. If you leave out earlier steps and strategies, you'll not reach your profit potential. Let us help you get on the road to your Pathway to Profit with a complimentary call today.
Don't be afraid to share stories of your success or the success of others if you're just getting started. Stories give hope, and we all want to picture ourselves as successful, income-producing entrepreneurs making a difference in the world.
And when we can provide that picture for our audience, they will follow. Be sure to watch this video next to learn how to use stories as a part of an effective email series. Until next time,
God's blessings to you.